MrBeast's nice off camera. I assume you guys just always wondered, so thought I would ask. P Green, I'll be real with you. I ain't answering that on stream.
The MrBeast crew is falling apart faster than we ever imagined. So if you guys don't already know, the OG MrBeast crew has been leaving for the past few years without any specific explanations. Most people think that the reason they're leaving is due to maybe starting their own personal businesses like Jake the Viking, or getting exposed like Ava Kris Tyson, because there's no way that MrBeast could wrong them to the point to where they would want to leave the channel. Right? He's given millions of dollars to people in need, fed the homeless, and even planted millions and millions of trees. How could MrBeast possibly be the bad guy? Well, suspicions would actually start after Jake the Viking left a few years prior. However, at first, he seemed to have left on very good terms.
And it came down to my piece no longer fit the puzzle. If that's the best way to put it. I had shown up, you know, I had done everything I was asked to do. I did it to the best of my ability. I helped the channel grow. When I joined, it was at 4 million, and when I left, I think we had just passed 30 million. But it was a mutual leaving.
At first, this wouldn't really be a red flag to anybody, as he talked very highly about MrBeast and the rest of the crew. However, the part where he said that his piece no longer fit the puzzle should have been a cause for concern, as nowadays as more information came out from more people, that little string of words might have been him telling us that after they didn't need him anymore, they were simply putting him off to the side. Only a couple months ago from when this video was released, Jake would appear on a podcast called The Raw Room, where he actually talked about what went down when he left MrBeast.
Everyone just kept giving me the runaround, like, hey, why am I not busy, or why am I not this? They'd be like, oh, we're doing a new strategy, or we're doing this, doing that. No one would ever give me like a straightforward answer, but I was still getting paid. And then finally April, they hired an HR lady who wanted to meet everybody, so of course I go and meet her. And then one of the guys that was working there, who was like one of the higher ups, was like, hey, you should just tell her everything. So I told her a bunch of the issues that I had with the company, some of the wrongs that had been done. And then I get a call from her. She goes, hey, we're ready for your follow-up. I was like, is it good or bad? She goes, it's a follow-up. Yeah. I was like, all right, cool.
It's a follow-up.
So I walk in. This is now April. So it's been 4 months since I've been asked to be in a video. I walk in. It's her and Daryl Reeves, who owns VidSummit, and they straight up hit me with it's one of those, your piece doesn't fit the puzzle, and it's brand protection because you did a brand deal with a CBD company. I messaged Daryl and I was like, well, is it cool if I make a video kind of like explaining what all happened in a way, so I can just tell people to go to that? He goes, yeah, you'll just have to send it to me for approval. I was like, all right, cool. So the video that you see on Why I Left MrBeast had to get approved by Daryl.
The video that he posted on why he left MrBeast had to get approved by one of the higher ups at MrBeast, which is something that's honestly very concerning considering all the things that recently got exposed about the company. Were they scared that Jake the Viking was going to make a video basically going over everything bad about the company, everything that they do that's unethical behind the scenes that nobody really knows about? I guess it's really hard to tell because maybe he legitimately can't talk about it legally. However, it still does make sense that even if they weren't hiding anything, the video would still need to get checked, because Jake the Viking could just make up lies about the MrBeast company which aren't true. However, I don't see why he would. Also, even though Ava Tyson was fired from the crew, and like I said, Jake the Viking had also left a while ago, he still would give his opinions on the entire Ava Tyson situation, which I thought I'd include into this video, since they had obviously worked together a lot in the past.
My personal opinion, think it's weird, but whatever. I never expected it to happen. When I was there, he was always the what's what I'm looking for? He was the Boy Scout. He was like, look at my Southern shit and all that. I don't know, dude. But whatever, man. Everyone, my biggest belief, and this is something y'all should always believe, that y'all should follow. Everyone deserves to be happy. Everyone deserves, life is so full of up and downs. At the end of the day, everyone deserves to be happy. If Chris doing this transitioning to become a woman is making him happy, cool.
So yeah, after Jake the Viking would ultimately give his opinion on the matter, all the Ava Kris Tyson stuff would just completely go crazy. And they would also get kicked from the crew, but I'm not really going to be going into that because there's so many videos already made. But it gets even more strange as we talk about the Chandler situation, as he hasn't shown up in multiple of the most recent MrBeast videos, which has left many fans worried on his whereabouts. Wow, MrBeast got a whole new crew. More Chandler, a whole Chandler video is needed. Chandler is literally a blessing in MrBeast's crew. People are basically saying this because Chandler is the last of the OG members of MrBeast's crew, and many people look at him as the saving grace of what the brand is supposed to be. So after doing a little bit of research, I found out he's been doing more religious videos on TikTok just like this.
I don't know what it was. One day, I remember. This is what happened. One day I was in my kitchen, and I was smoking, and I was just depressed, and I felt lonely. I was feeling very depressed, you know, sad. Just like, it felt like a cloud of depression was just in my house. And I'm sitting there walking in my kitchen, like, you know, moping around, smoking marijuana. And then God said something to me. It sounded so clear. I don't think it was out loud like I'm speaking right now, but it was in my like mind, but it wasn't my voice and it wasn't the voice of the enemy. It was 1,000,000% God's voice. He goes, "What are you doing?" And I like froze like this, like I was like, and I heard, "What are you doing?" And in that moment, I like snap out of some like trance that I was in, and it's like God just peeled the scales off my eyes and I could see like what I was doing, you know. And then I just go, "What am I doing?"
In order to strengthen his relationship with God, it seems like recently he's been posting Bible verses on his TikTok, where basically he just reads them out loud for everyone to listen to. And many of his videos are pretty much completely unedited and have received millions and millions of views. But this still doesn't explain why he ultimately decided to leave the crew. I think the most logical explanation is that he's probably just taking a step back from the crew, since he's obviously focusing more on his own life and his own content, and also mainly his relationship with God, which is something that a lot of people, including myself, can respect. So it's pretty clear at this point that MrBeast has an entire new crew. Will we still see Chandler in some videos? Probably, but not nearly as much. Basically all his new videos, including surviving 7 days in a cave, showcases people that we haven't seen before, with the only returning members being Carl Jacobs, who seemingly hasn't left the group, despite having joked about it in the past.
Said, Carl, did you get fired from MrBeast?
Yeah, you did, because like everyone was tired of you like making the channel worse, so they finally fired you.
No, I haven't.
And also Mac, who's someone who's been in his videos a lot more recently. I think the most logical explanation to this is that as MrBeast's content has become more like a company, rather than just someone who's in their backyard making content with their friends, most of the people from his OG videos like Jake the Viking and Chandler just stopped doing it. However, it's also most likely due to some personal things like I've already mentioned. And unfortunately, some of these people we will never see in a MrBeast video ever again. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys did go on to enjoy, then do be sure to drop a like. Let's try to hit about 1,000 likes on today's video. That would be absolutely amazing. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button as I post videos around every 1 to 3 days. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.